The Rap Roundtable.
Yes, sir. The Rap Roundtable returns with another edition, another rendition, another installment of the vaunted Lunch Hour. It would seem as though the coast is clear. There's no more diss records flying back and forth. I go on Twitter and the rhetoric has gone back to what should a man do for a woman or what should a woman do for a man and how expensive a first date is supposed to be. It seems like things are going back to normal. There's been some cryptic tweets from the Elliots and the academics of the world, but there hasn't been any music. So I'm gonna make the assessment that I think we're kind of back on schedule, y'all. It's your boy Jov here, alongside the Rap Snob, alongside the homie Mace, alongside Deanie the Balance. You know, shout out to everybody who's locked in with us. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you run those comments up. Make sure you hit subscribe. We need 300 likes on every video. 300 likes on every video. Shout out to everybody who pulled in for the live. At one point, we had about 1.7K live viewers pulled in for the Drake and Kendrick talk.
All the way,
y'all. Salute to the new subscribers. Salute to everybody who's making this brand elevate and get to the heights that we hope it can eventually reach. Without y'all, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But enough of the pleasantries. We got to ask a question. You know, not it looks like the coast is clear. Is Drake's legacy damaged forever by the presumed outcome? I say presumed because we're not sure if it's done, but the presumed outcome.
All right.
Of the Kendrick Lamar fiasco.
About to get me on my soapbox.
Nah. It's strictly neutral energy. We just don't know if it's done, but it seems like it's done.
It feels done, for sure.
We're coming to you first as the Drake fan. You know, try to be as unbiased as you can be here. But like, you know, when the fight happened, is his legacy damaged?
His legacy is not damaged. Just like you say, people may think that I'm coming from a biased point of view. I don't think so, guys. Listen, listen, Sin, you know, I'm not going to get you when you disagree. I'm not going to say you're biased, you know what I mean? But listen, for a few reasons, right? And this is, I think, there hasn't been many battles like this, guys. I know, you know, a lot of, you know, the older demographic may feel like this is, you know, a petty battle. Sorry, guys, a petty battle that you know isn't nothing. But this, to me, I'm going on the record. This is like the biggest battle ever. Maybe not the best, you know what I mean? I love KRS and MC Shan too, guys. You know what I'm saying? But this is clearly the biggest battle ever. We have multiple records that are in the top 10 from this battle. So this is uncharted territory, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think that, you know, we can really look at anything and say, hey, this is what happened here, this is what happened here. Nah, absolutely not. There's a couple reasons why Drake obviously cannot have his legacy diminished. This was a great battle, guys. You know what I mean? It was a back and forth. I get people, you know, in the moment might have felt like it's landslide, but the farther we get away from it, people are admitting this is closer than we think. Drake had crazy bars. Drake had a bunch of crazy songs. You know what I mean? Even the people who think Kendrick won said Drake put up a good fight. Another thing, how can your legacy be diminished if Kendrick is as great as we all think? You know what I mean? Losing to an all-time great MC is losing to an all-time great MC. Others have done it in the past. Jay-Z has lost to Nas. Ice Cube has lost to Common. It's happened. They kept it moving and kept making great songs and great music. The legacy didn't get diminished. You know what I mean? And for the last reason, we don't know that this is over, guys. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I got to go there. People that seem to know what's going on in Drake's camp, people like Maul, people like you know what I mean? A bunch of the OVO community pages, which I reside in these days, you know what I mean? Trying to get the scoop for the Rap Roundtable. I don't think that this is quite over. So no, I don't think the legacy is damaged forever. I don't think we can say that in this case.
So you know what? You started off somewhat promising, and then you veered back into your fandom. You couldn't help yourself. I respect it. For the sake of balance and levity, to say the rap song.
Listen, man. This is going to be a layered take, as I like to do. I think ultimately, moving forward, after some time passes, Drake will be fine, probably. Unless any of these, you know, allegations leveraged against him sticks. Who knows what might happen? I don't know. And I'm not saying that there's anything that's pointing towards that. I'm just saying if somebody pops out and it was like, yo, like what Kendrick was saying, like that's kind of true. We don't know, right? But aside from that happening, I think moving forward he'll be fine. I do think that I feel like he needs to lay low a little bit. I feel like he needs to let some time pass and just chill out. Just take the L, hold the L. You know what I mean? This is your second L. This is an L that is on a higher plane than the previous one. You know what I mean? In a much more public eye over a more extended period of time. It was like a whole fucking week of going back and forth. Like this is the biggest L that Drake has ever taken. You know what I mean? And I think that there is going to be some segment of the population now, of course, like the casuals, the ones that just need a bop for the club, like they're not really going to care too much. But I think there's going to be a good segment of the population that is going to look at Drake from this point moving forward. There, you know what I mean, like the PDF file stuff. Even if it doesn't like fully legally stick, like they're gonna look at him like a little different. The cultural appropriation stuff, they might look at that. The fact that he's never actually stood for anything, the fact that Kendrick came through and he had to literally like paint the whole picture for everybody to see, for people to be like, oh yeah, you know what, you're right. And it took Kendrick coming through and showing what a real rapper, a real MC is supposed to be and is supposed to do in these situations. You know what I mean? Like Kendrick really put forth a master class. You know what I mean? And again, not to take anything away from Drake in terms of like what he's accomplished on the charts, in the culture, in the clubs, song wise, even R&B wise and everything like that. But I think people will be a lot more cognizant of the separation between Drake and Kendrick. You know what I mean? And I don't think he's going to be able to wash that off anytime soon.
What do you mean by separation, just for the sake of clarity?
Separation in terms of like, Kendrick is like the real, true, actual Claude. You know what I mean? And Drake he does what he does, and he does it well, but there's a missing element there that Kendrick has that Drake just doesn't have culturally. You know what I mean? Like a cultural grounding. You know what I mean? Things that are tying him to the culture of hip hop that Drake doesn't really have.
It's funny that you say that. We're gonna stay on task, but I feel like since we're here and we in it, I'm gonna talk about it. It's funny that you say that because it's that kind of talk that lends itself to what I was saying on the live, where there's certain levels of bias in this situation with certain people like yourself. I'm gonna call it what it is. Certain people like yourself who are just not willing to even look at this situation beyond a certain type of way because you just don't fuck with him. When you say he's not of the cloth, you're basically writing him off like he don't even belong in the conversation.
I'm not saying he doesn't belong in the conversation. I literally just said like he's accomplished a great deal, and
but cloth talk is a different type of talk, Sid.
Cloth talk is a very different type of talk. Let's talk about it. Like
I mean, you said he's not of the cloth.
Bro, Kendrick just spent a whole week showing how he is of the cloth, and Drake isn't. And that's Drake, how I'm looking at it. So that's how everybody is looking at it. Right now.
Yeah, but everybody don't always be right. It be waves. People ride waves.
Oh, okay, copy. All right.
Like to say that, like you. This is what I mean. Like Drake not of the cloth. I hate when you do this to me because you make me look like a Drake fan. But it's like the dude performed. Drake got in the ring. We don't get this without
he got in the ring.
Without him, there is no cloth talk right now. Ain't that cloth worthy?
I mean, the way I see it, this is how I see it. For a very long time, because he was so present in the game, people took what they could get, and what they could get was Drake because Kendrick was, off in a cave somewhere. You know what I mean? But as soon as they wake him up, you see the difference. You see the difference. I see the difference. A lot of people are seeing the difference. You know what I mean? But back to the point at hand, I think my personal take, I think Drake should maybe lay low for a little bit, let time pass, hold the L, try to wash this stink off of him. Come back in like 6 months. The great thing for Drake right now is that people have very short memories and attention spans. You know what I mean? So in 6 months' time, you know what I mean, he drops a bop, he leaves Kendrick alone, because please don't bother that man no more. You know what I mean? And he could move on with his career.
Them about to be arguing early.
Yeah,
Early,
I mean, if you
Leave
got
that man alone, bro. Like, we all saw what happened.
I don't like you got me out here looking like I'm the Drake fan.
I'm just saying, we all saw what happened. Did we not all see what happened
as well? Beanie has to cook as well. But the thing is, you just said he put on a master class. It wasn't, ad-libs in a song like he sent to Big Sean. It wasn't names in a verse that he never responded to like Big Crit or Meek Mill. He had to put on a master class to beat Drake. You know what I'm saying? So for you to say he had to put on a master class for this to happen, a person who we know not to come outside, there's been other people to say Kendrick's name. He felt like he was above in the dissing. So to say he put on a master class, Drake's not of the cloth. Like, he had to put on a master class to beat the boy in your mind. So that's why people find.
Here's what I'm saying by the cloth. I think people are misconstruing what I mean by the cloth. Here's what I mean, you know what I mean. Like, I'm gonna go back to that platinum tweet that I just put out this past week. Drake went through this whole process of creating this big budget video, bought a whole van just to crush it. You know what I mean? Jewelry all up in the camera. You know what I mean? Like, multiple locations. 8-minute song, 3 different beats. You know what I mean? Switch flows and all that. Just to have it get stepped on and squashed by like this little one loop Alchemist beat that K-Dot was just like sitting on. It was just in a random folder. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a beat. And the word is, from what I've read on Twitter, that's not a beat that Alchemist just handed Kendrick just now to make that disc. That's a beat that was sitting in his folder. He'd given it to him like a while ago, and he just like unearthed it and pulled it out. Was like, you know what, this is the beat that I'm gonna cook him on, and be the antithesis of that big budget rollout video, that red button, that nuke that didn't nuke nothing. You know what I mean? And so like that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at an artist who didn't quite understand like the cultural aspect of this battle.
I'm gonna come.
He didn't understand it.
We might have to stop asking Sin to talk about this topic, because this is not balanced conversation.
Bro,
he said Drake is not of the cloth. He's not of the culture. Like, you're like, we're gonna just not talk to Sin about Drake anymore. I think that's for the greater good. But like, you're rinsing this guy, bro. I'm just talking about what I've seen happen this past week, man. I mean, Drake performed. He fumbled the bag in certain scenarios, but I can't say he's not of the cloth. That man rose to the occasion. He fucked up singing to the nigga. We'll talk about that, you know what I'm saying, at a later date. But I got some takes, because I've been listening. Hold on a second, please.
I just feel like you misunderstanding what I mean by the cloth.
No, I understand what you're saying, and I disagree.
That's part of what I'm saying. Like, why is he singing to him?
Well,
that's part of what I'm saying. That he didn't understand the assignment of this.
Yeah, I think he overthought it. I don't think he misunderstood. I don't think he's not of the cloth. Like, the situation where, that's where I give Kendrick his flowers. Kendrick had him. He caught a nice little flurry. You know what I mean? And Drake wasn't focused on the task in the way he needed to be. And that's credit to Kendrick, because Kendrick applied a certain kind of pressure that Drake hasn't had to deal with since Pusha T. And it's so strange to me that he tried to little bro Kendrick, but he didn't try to little bro Pusha. It's like, why would you do that? Like,
right.
Like, you tried to you tried to say Pusha was small time as far as his skill as an act, but you still gave him his respect as a rapper when you got in the arena, but you tried to little bro Kendrick. And I'm puzzled by that. Like, if there's one thing I need to know, is like, why did you think you could little bro him? Of all people? All right, let's say for the sake of argument, he's number one. he being Drake. Everybody knows Kendrick is number 2. If we're looking at it from a popularity scale, not a skill set, because niggas is typing already. You know what I mean? From a popularity scale, and things at general rap conversations, everybody knew this was the fight that needed to happen. We've known for a very long time, bro. So it's like, why would you take this approach with this guy? Why do you hate this guy? So why do you think so lowly of him? What do you know? Like why do you feel like you could have done that to him? Like, I'm so perplexed by that. But I felt like I can't see a nigga of the cloth saying the words that he said, like not being cloth worthy. The Heart Part 6 doesn't happen from a nigga who's not of the cloth. Like, I just see it differently. And I just feel like some of y'all don't get that man a fair shake because y'all never fucked with him. Y'all, that little crying meme that the OG bloggers used to use, that's all y'all see. Y'all don't see nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't see past it. And again, Aubrey does do things that makes niggas not want to see past it. His history of being peed on, you know, little girly records, squabbling over the ladies, the subliminal bars talking about niggas' wives. He lends himself to the slander that niggas like Sin deliver. But I just feel like a rapper of his ilk who got shit popping because it wasn't Kendrick. Drake did that. You can't snatch. He got a thread or two to say he got no cloth. You know what I mean? He got a little piece.
Nah, okay, all right. So again, to be clear, I'm not saying he has no cloth at all. I'm just saying he's not of the same.
It don't gotta be a
caliber
thousand thread cloth.
That's what I'm saying. It got a thousand thread count versus like 100.
All right,
200. That's all I'm saying, man.
200 thread count.
Needed and balance. You know,
Sheesh,
we're gonna move on from the threads and the cloth talk. You know what I mean? Is Drake's legacy tarnished?
It's a minor setback for right now, but will it be tarnished? I mean, anyone who gets enthralled into a battle and doesn't come out the obvious victor will always kind of like suffer some kind of backlash. But I can't see you suffer when you was never supposed to win in the first place. You get what I'm saying? Like, to see all y'all niggas galvanize and hate like the way y'all have is honestly, bro, it's so much more about Drake than it is about Kendrick throughout this entire battle. You know what I'm saying? Like with niggas. No, you cook for like half an hour. Let me get this, bro. Like, you see, the galvanization is galvanizing you again to come right back and talk again.
All of y'all was little bro and Kendrick the same way Drake was. Y'all didn't believe. I'm the only one.
You're a Kendrick fan.
You're exactly.
And I was right. Was I not right?
We're not saying that.
But that don't mean nothing, though.
Right.
Go ahead.
That don't mean nothing.
I was the only one who believed. Of course you believe, man.
I get it, bro. The nigga's been winning for a long time, so it feels great to see the guy who's been winning for forever get kicked down a notch. I get it.
See, he won like it's Jokic,
the MVP. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. I get it. But all y'all niggas, y'all didn't. I feel like I'm talking to niggas about this shit. Niggas is asking me, yo, there was a video to Family Matters. I'm like, bro, y'all niggas ain't tuned in. A lot of niggas just Kendrick came out, and that's all y'all needed, bro. He could have hoopity scoop, poopity poop. Y'all niggas would have been all over it. Most people don't even talk about like Meet the Grams as far as the song. It only gets talked about as far as in how it cut off what it did for Family Matters, you know what I'm saying? And if he's not of the cloth, why do you feel you have to drop 2 records before he gets his one off, my nigga? Like, he did a lot of things to show that this guy is of the cloth. This is a guy that we claim don't even write his own lyrics, that the world claims don't write his lyrics, but he's enthralled with the greatest rapper of our generation right now, and it's a real true battle. Yeah, you gotta pick a side, my nigga.
It's a 1v20 if he gotta battle everybody that writes for him.
If you tell me I suck, you know what I'm saying? But you're pulling out all the stops that go against me, bro. Like, what does that say about you? You know what I'm saying?
Man,
something.
A nigga
Nobody said he sucked. Nobody said
of the cloth.
That's what I'm saying.
And one diss record.
Like what a nigga who's not of the cloth is not dropping a diss record where he's aiming at 5 different niggas on the same song.
He's
like,
not,
you gotta
bro.
stop. You gotta be fair.
The biases, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick's joint was a bop. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden he dropping bops during the battle.
If anything, Drake wants to be of the cloth so bad that he ends up looking stupid sometimes.
I'm telling you.
He wants sincere respect. All the sinceres of the world, that's who he wants to be respected.
No breaks. All these years, no breaks. And that's what I thought that video was about today. The video was about, like, do you really want to be left with this kid? Do you really want an album every 7 years? Do you really want to choose this nigga over the nigga that drops every year, that gets the spot jumping every year, that drops anthems every year? I mean, not everybody wants that. It looks great right now because right now, you know, the people's champ is outside, but when he retreats back to his den, you know what I'm saying, to get fluty again.
Statistically, niggas didn't want Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers either. So don't say yes and puff your chest out like that.
They don't.
The last album, niggas ain't receive it that well, bro.
Niggas, but niggas love him, so niggas popped out. You took the numbers and said and thought niggas thought the album was fire. It was because that's because your man's popped out after 5 years. That's a long time of no action. The whole world came out and supported that, bro. Like I think they will the next time he drops something. The next time he drops something, I think the world gonna support again. He's on a crazy high horse. As you said, I think you're right. Drake should take a little time, chill out, you know what I'm saying, and get the scene jumping again. Even though in the record that Drake dropped, the Hard Part 6, he didn't say he was bowing out officially. He said, when you want to stop talking about rumory shit and playing all this shit, when you ready to get to the bars, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? Bro. Like, was a lot of these tracks bar heavy? Even Beat the Grams. I mean, salute to the record.
So you didn't hear Euphoria then? You didn't
fire.
Hear Euphoria?
I gave that. That was one of the records I gave too. I gave Kendrick 2 dubs. That was the second dub I gave him. That was the dub, and
This is what I don't understand.
What?
He literally begged. This is the thing. Like he was trying, as we've said, and as other people have said too, he was trying to little bro Kendrick. He was scoffing at him. He was beating him
mistake.
Like he was just like it was a flea that he was like trying to like pick off of himself. And then he was begging him to drop so he can finally get this over with. And by the end of it, he's sounding tired on the Hard Part 6. Let's be honest. He's sounding winded. He's complaining that Kendrick has his burnt out.
That's the problem I have. No one talks about any of the layout of the Kendrick songs. No one says he sounds lifted, he sounds burnt out. Nobody talks about those things. We just talk about the record, and so no one says anything about the bars. No one says anything about the structure.
It's just invigorated the whole time.
My dude, what I'm saying is this: like, y'all, there's no in between. You get what I'm saying? It's just Kendrick, and I get it. Like, what I'm saying is, I get it that it's like that. I totally get it, bro. The dude, like the thing that's not around all the time becomes a thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to use it in far as like, but if you go to a restaurant once in a blue, as opposed to going to a restaurant you can go any day, the one that goes to every once in a blue is gonna seem way more valuable in that sense. You get what I'm saying? The nigga that's been providing you with the shit all these years, everyone, I think when he dropped those records, he thought people would say, you know what, Drake is in the game. But the way everyone just said fuck that and went on Kendrick's side, I think that caught the nigga for a loop. I thought when he did Family Matters, he thought the people would galvanize on his side. But when your man did the verse, like a versus, if you get to drop 2 records before I drop my one, you're most likely gonna win a round, bro.
But see, this is where y'all losing me, because y'all keep saying that it was like a self-fulfilled prophecy, that like we all wanted Kendrick to win so bad that we just gave it to him. Like we didn't just witness what actually happened. Like we didn't hear the records, bro. Like we didn't. You said you didn't listen to one of the records in real time.
You didn't even want to hear. A lot of people felt the way you did. A lot of people didn't even hear the bars of the record. He was spitting, my brother.
I think,
bro, that everybody considers that a misstep, except for you, Dean. Mace, do you? I don't even know what Mace's thoughts are on.
But the audience didn't like it.
Let's not spend too much time on that topic.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't benefit us in the grand scheme of things. But I think I don't think niggas heard the Kendrick joint. I think the argument is that a lot of people didn't give a fair ear to the Drake records. They didn't give a fuck. I think there's a large percentage of people who did at all. Drake could have given you the winning lottery numbers on them songs.
You wouldn't care.
They heard him. They just didn't hit as hard. They didn't.
Bruh. The Hard Part 6 bar for it might line for line. It's the hardest song. It's the one that actually hit. It's the one that the bars are actually like, You know what I'm saying? These actually sound true. These actually feel true. Like Kendrick never responded to the joints. At least Drake responded to the allegations of him. We didn't hear nothing from Kendrick about the allegations on him.
No, hold on. The Hard Part 6 is Drake just explaining himself to Kendrick and to the general audience.
That's what you heard.
That's
That's what I heard. That's what most people heard, bro.
You keep telling me most people, bro. People don't listen properly.
That's
and you
We do
usually go against the most people thing.
podcast. We do a whole podcast.
Most people
and
are
niggas do
stupid.
not listen to what we say, bro. They hear like one word and it'd be a whole sentence and they only heard one word. They didn't listen. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like
y'all
you saying
go
most
heavy,
people,
bro.
that don't mean that's what happened.
Nah,
There's a
son.
Drake,
Nah,
there's a
I
Drake
don't-
fan right
I
here that
don't
can tell you,
understand this
like
right
a Drake fan, help me out here. You heard the record. Was he explaining himself for the whole record?
Nah, he was not explaining.
He was smoking this nigga, bro.
Actually,
He was.
he was replying the lines. Number one thing that he's done spectacularly during this battle. That's why the battle rappers is on his side, because he's rebuttaling mad different lines that can.
The battle rappers is on his side because there is probably a
You
battle
notice that
rapper.
every time we say
Drake.
something, this nigga cuts
That's
somebody
right.
off. Like,
It says probably.
They need
you cut somebody over one time, I'm muting you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
let niggas talk, bro.
they need the paycheck, bro.
Yeah.
And this is the
And the
thing,
Kendrick
like,
niggas don't need a paycheck.
and hold on, that actually brings it back to what you were saying, Deanie, right? Like the game does need Drake. In Sin, it seems like they're a yin and a yang, right? We do need the Kendrick, we do need the Shogun, we do need the nigga that pops out every few years and gives us an album with a completely different sound and gives us introspection. But we also need the nigga that drops every year and gives us the bops and
the
brings
black
the
eye.
new and makes the new young guy in the game official. You know what I'm saying? That we need both of them, and that's the thing. So for you to even say that, you kind of proving Deanie's point right. But to bring it back to legacy talk in general, guys, this is why his legacy is not damaged, because despite all of this back and forth, despite this spectacular battle, you know what I mean? Despite Sin feeling like, you know, he got Frieza'd after Goku turned Super Saiyan, the thing is this, is that if you go back 6 months, Sin felt the same thing about Drake, guys. His legacy was not damaged amongst anybody who felt a certain way. Anybody who felt like Drake wasn't shit and wasn't of the cloth and wasn't that guy, they got validated by this battle. And people who were on Drake's side and didn't feel like that, this didn't make us feel like it. We felt like we watched a great battle that we think our guy rapped better than, but you know what I mean? The audience is the audience. We can't deny that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that anybody was swayed amongst Drake's legacy. The people who thought what he was still think what he was, and the people who think he's one of those, we still think.
Talk
Well,
about
Mace,
it.
I gotta disagree. First and foremost, I just find it interesting, just because I'm enjoying this topic. Because for once, I don't have to defend a rapper, but it's like you say something pro Drake, there's an explanation or shooting down. Because I've seen a lot of people on the internet, including Sin just now, say that the battle rappers are siding with Drake because Drake is paying them. It's like, damn, anything you say pro Drake is a problem. That's what I'm saying. It feels like the election. Like there's a candidate that they want to win, and there's a candidate that people don't like.
Drake
and
needs
it's
writers, man.
And right now, if there was like polls, like Kendrick is dominating the polls right now. Come November, he's the president. But I gotta disagree with you, Mace. I don't know if it's a long-term damage, but in the short term, I think he took a big hit. Because if nothing else, Drake is the internet's rapper. Like if there's a person who controls culture from an internet perspective, the IG captions, the ladies, the energy, the general presence, lurking in comment sections, shit like that, it's Drake. And he lost this battle on the internet.
Very publicly on the internet.
He lost the battle of conversation on the internet. Like everything about this battle, even niggas to the point that people who have a stake in this game, like an Elliot Wilson, are loudly saying that he lost. There's no corner of the internet that you can go to where you're gonna hear somebody say that he won. Again, we did a poll on Monday, and I forgot to check and close the poll before we left. But the last time I checked before the live shutdown, we had close to 3,000 views, and 3,000 votes. Pardon me, and 87% of that were people saying he lost. You know what I'm saying? It took people 3-4 days to just start picking up the Drake lines because the initial wave of the internet was, yo, this guy got packed up. Now I'm on Twitter and I'm seeing people quoting Family Matters and quoting the Hard Part 6 because they're just getting there, which means that there's millions of people who haven't really listened to this song. They just said, get this nigga out of here. Kendrick is outside. Drake is not like us. So right now, like to Sin's point, I think he has to stay quiet because if he drops something new, if he drops something that's not a diss right now, it's gonna be one of the worst performing Drake songs ever. And that, for me, that means that there's a damaging of a legacy because he dominates every time he drops. I think if we did something now and he's not talking to Kenny, we're gonna be having a different type of conversation around it because right now, you know, even I think I saw somebody post something the other day. I don't know. I gotta learn how to do it where you can actually see how. There's a certain level of YouTube you can get to where you can see how many people downvote your shit because remember YouTube has a hidden, and the Hard Part 6 had over 1 million downvotes.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I was like,
Crazy.
how do you even see that from the outside in?
I gotta do my Googles on that one.
There's
You
a
know what I'm saying?
extension that estimates it for you.
That's crazy, bro.
1 million.
The
You hear
song
me?
was fire. That wasn't because the song was bad. That was just hate, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. Once you lose that fight on the internet, it doesn't matter.
Let me ask you something.
What's up?
I fuck Black, White, and everything in between. That was fire to y'all.
Do we have to do that with the Kendrick Lamar songs? Do we have to do that? Do we have to pick them apart bar for bar?
I'm just saying, like,
A minor.
Does that mean-
That's
so that means-
fire.
That was some.
Are you? So that means
was-
that the whole song is moot because of one bar.
Nah,
Because of that.
I mean, there's the
nigga
part
that's
So
where-
stab
new
this
ones-
way.
The
Stab
nigga
this way.
that
That song's
the
fire.
loudest.
You
Come
see,
on.
that shit is whack.
Come
You
on,
can't do
son.
that, bro.
Come on.
If you dissect
not
it,
like
if you
us.
dissect it
Hold
one
on,
by one like
hold
that,
on.
it's not gonna work, bro.
Hold on, not like us is not a fire record.
It's a dope record.
Oh yeah.
It's a
Okay.
bop. You see how I can say that? You see how I can say that and not feel no kind of way? It's a fire record. Say a Drake record's fire,
listen,
bro.
But Dini, you don't have a dog in this fight either, bro. This is a Mason Sin
I
problem.
I don't. I'm talking about for the love of music, bro. Just to see the way the
Listen,
whole
I
world just
said-
flipped
I-
like that. Like I'm like, did y'all feel this? Like May said 6 months ago, did y'all feel this way before? Yeah, like if he
Listen,
smoked
okay,
Kendrick,
if I-
would we be having the same conversation? He probably
If I could address that for a
Copy.
second, I think there is a general feeling of possibly being sick of Drake,
Hell yeah.
but
possibly.
because he's the one that's always outside. Like again, it goes back to my point saying, like a lot of people will take what they can get. You know what I mean? And if it's Drake and he can deliver bars, I'm saying he could deliver bars. The Hard Part 6, he delivered some bars, yes, but then like there was so many clunkers and missteps in that record that it neutralized a lot of the shit, the hot shit that he was saying.
Yeah.
And he gives us, you know, massive songs. He gives us hits. He gives us shit for the clubs. Like, yes, we'll take it if that's all there is. You know what I mean? But I think there is a general feeling among the public, like, is this really all there is? Like, does it not get any better than this? Like, is this all we have to go with?
I mean,
And then when Kendrick pops out of his cave, it's like, oh right, that's
there's
what
plenty
shit
of
is supposed
there's
to be
plenty
like.
of pockets of music of music like that you can go. You don't. It's not just Kendrick that makes that kind of music. You know what I'm saying?
But I will say, him
It's-
taking the approach he made, more concerned about streaming numbers and beating his top rival, says a lot about Drake in that regard. Go ahead, Mason. You was about to say something.
I was just gonna say there's even shade in that, Sin. Like, you know what I mean? That's like me saying, well, one artist has the ability to drop every year. One nigga can't, you know what I mean, can only get his 14 songs every 5 years together. Like, that's the thing. Like, I understand
The 5-year gap only happened once. Oh my God.
That's a long time.
Stop? Matter of fact, I'm decreeing it now. Stop referencing the 5-year gap as if you're gonna say every 5 years. It only fucking happened once.
But
Damn.
But John, that's even an excuse. That's what I'm saying. I would be shading Kendrick if I said that is the point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Niggas don't listen. I don't want to hear it no more.
I can shade Kendrick too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like this. I understand where you coming from, Sam. But that's like the people. That's like the analytics guys in basketball that says he scores a lot because he shoots a lot. It's hard to shoot, get a lot of shots off. So, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody
make
can
them.
get shots off. You know what I'm saying? So there's talent on both sides. That's the point. and that's
Yeah,
why
I'm
you
not-
sound biased.
No, I'm that. Look, again, I'm not.
Just say
I'm not
Drake.
discounting
Just say
anybody's.
Let it out. Let it
I'm
out,
not
bro.
discounting Drake's talent. If anything, I'm touting his talent. I'm just saying there's a missing element to him.
And it's
There's a few thread counts. There's a few thread counts that are missing
There you go.
from Drake. That's all I'm saying.
To bring it full circle. All right, fellas, let's move on. What a topic. Let us know in the chat too. Do you think his legacy is forever damaged? Matter of fact, I'll put a poll up. Don't even worry about it. Make sure you hit the like button, comment, subscribe. We need 300 likes on every video. Please run them likes up. Let's get it. Masita, we're coming back to you. Future put out a tweet talking about mixtape Future.
Right.
I guess Gunna took some kind of issue with it. You got to forgive my ignorance. I'm not really aware of the Atlanta politics involved in what's going on here, if there's even anything going on to begin with. So shed some light. Is there issues with Future and Gunna?
There doesn't seem to be any issues with Future and Gunna. You know what I mean? I am the investigator. I'm the person that can go back and find things. You know what I mean? That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And since this whole Young Thug trial is going on, there hasn't been, any music done between the both of them. But there was a point where Gunna dropped some music. Future had a tweet and delete, like he retweeted the link and then he deleted it later. I don't know if that was because of pressure. I don't know what that was actually because of, but he did initially tweet it out. You know what I mean? This is the point we've gotten into the rap game. Counting reads. Guys, forgive us. This is the chatty back section. But there doesn't seem to be any apparent issues between them. Like there's been, a lot of people don't go through Gunna and Future bars. There hasn't been any bars traded in between them. You know what I mean? As far as we know, they aren't messing with each other's women. That seems to be the source of problem with all these guys these days. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be honest. It's looking like Future, is kind of on his 50 Cent era. You know what I'm saying? Like Future had 2 albums dissing, Drake, the guy, that started off the rap civil war. And the quietest one in all of this has been Future. Everybody else has said something. A$AP Rocky, Weeknd, obviously Rick Ross won't shut up, you know what I mean, until the game started tweeting that, and then I haven't heard nothing from Ross suspiciously. You know what I'm saying?
And Game just dropped a diss that we got to talk about in a minute.
Hey, that clutch. There we go. So, you know what I mean? Listen, there seems to be no apparent issues between them. I feel like Future might be on his I'm trying to promote my music through issues type of vibe, you know what I mean? And I think it's a kind of a dangerous game to play. He just dropped 2 albums. Oh, it might be over 60 songs, to be honest. Besides Deanie, you the Future guy, Deanie. You know what I mean? You the Future guy. Jarv, do you remember any joints on there besides like that? Are you ringing off type shit right now? Are you ringing off the Cinderella joint? You know what I mean?
Yes.
You are.
I'm still playing that album. When I'm driving home from work, I'm playing Dawn One. Put up your mortgage. I left my favorite part of the whole album. Claustrophobic. You kidding me, bro? Type shit. One of the underrated cameos of the year from Travis Scott. Are you kidding me?
The joint with Ross is all over TNT, bro. You can't escape it.
Well, shouts to Jarv. He's playing the music. I don't think he's bought a ticket to the concert because their world tour is only 43%.
Slow it down.
You're talking to the right person, Mace.
I don't belong at a Future show, sir. and don't use me as a way to slander artists, my nigga. See, I let you live in that Drake segment. Leave me alone.
No, come on now.
Don't do that. You trying to act like you asked me if I'm listening to the album? You should have asked him that question.
Listen, never mind.
Culture purposes.
But
I told you, I still don't trust you. Not listening to that at all. I don't like sing-song feud. Rap feud, sign me up 10 times out of 10.
But I will say this: the tickets in the world tour, you know what I mean? They seem from reports. You know what I mean? I saw just reports from him and Meg Thee Stallion. The world tour is not doing great, and it seems like the Kendrick and Drake issue overshadowed everything, at the very least, but on his. He hasn't really been, you know what I mean, a part of it, just like we say, because he hasn't really included himself in any type of issues. He's kind of been, thrown to the side. I even see, Metro Boomin got BBL Drizzy. That's the hottest beat other than Like That he's doing right. That's out right now.
Heavy.
Probably low key one of the best diss of the weekend. Low Low key.
That shit is everywhere, bro.
From either side.
It's like 90,000
shut-
rappers.
Word, shut up and make some drums.
Right.
Got you.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So it seems like Future might be in the future. He don't seem like that type of artist to me. Future's always been a guy to let the music talk to him for him. But for him to come out with back-to-back diss albums and then just apparently come out of issue with Nowhere with Gunna, it seems a little strange to me. I'm not gonna lie.
And for the sake of argument, just put it on wax. I don't think anybody on a world tour scale wants to see a Future show. Future's not the greatest live performer. You know what I mean? He's good for streaming. He's good for vibes. But get Future on the stage, and we've seen it. We've all seen it. It's not the same. You know what I mean? So you think you saying this is a little bit of industry clout movements?
I think it's a little bit of industry movements. Gunna's a safe target. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. You know what I mean? As apparently it seemed Drake was since even Jack that started Twitter getting at Drake. You know what I mean? So it seemed like, you know, you get at Gunna, it's not nobody that's going to jump to his defense. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't want to see this feud. Cecilia, I know you don't give a fuck, so I'm not even going to ask you.
No, I'll give a few words. I know we've pondered whether all of this, you know, newfound beef between everybody, like, is it like a wrestling type of script? I think, I mean, obviously, like the Drake Kendrick stuff goes way back, so that's definitely real to me. The Future Gunna shit, from what I'm seeing, it looks pretty surface level. It might just be like, as Mason's saying, just, you know, some to fabricate interest in the music and try to, you know, muster up the numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people are seeing how viable rap beef is. Like we've been saying here, it's the best business model in music. Rap beef. I mean, do you need to balance? Any thoughts on Gunna in the Future?
I mean, it also could be on some, like, you know, Future, the street nigga image, and then, you know, this nigga with the whole snitching image, and it's just more like, you're not like us, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? So you over there, we see you doing your thing, but you the little homie, you a little, you know, it felt more like that. Like, just to let you know, you on that side, free thugger type shit. We on thugger team, you stay over there kind of thing. You know, I didn't take it as far as like they were fabric. I don't think they need that. Like, niggas is pretty much on high level right now. So I just figured it was just more like, I'm just letting this little nigga know we see what you did. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was whack. Like hood nigga shit, politics.
I see the vision. All right, so let's get into this whole Game and Rick Ross situation. Apparently, Games dropped some bars, and, you know, people want to hear what we think about it. Well, I gotta say, you know, Drake should have confided with Game before he decided to get in the ring with Kendrick Lamar, because from my vantage point, Game showed you how to properly approach a diss record. The right amount of aggression, the right amount of, you know, threats, the right amount of bars and like disses, for lack of a better word. Like, we know why Game is involved, or maybe we don't know. And if you don't know, it's obvious to me that the ties that bind came into play. There's a relationship with Game and Drake.
Yeah.
Game is stepping in to Rose, pause, on behalf of Aubrey, which makes me even think even further that whatever's going on with the rap Star Wars, we're still in it, in my opinion. Because if this is the next evolution, that means that we're still scrapping. But shout out to Game. I'm not mad at what I heard. Sincere, what's good?
Yeah, no, I was gonna add that I think there is a certain level of salt in Game's blood towards Kendrick as well. So I know during the Super Bowl thing, when Kendrick was up there, Game was a little tight about that. So he probably feels some type of way that, you know what I mean? Like, they're both from West Coast, they're both Compton. But Kendrick is getting accolades that he's not. So he might feel a type of way about that too. So I don't know. As far as what I think about this record, I don't see the point of it. I don't see where it's, I mean, I kind of see where it's coming from, but I feel like it's a little forced. You talked about the aggression, Jarv. I feel like the aggression feels forced. I think, you know what I mean? I think Game doesn't have an awful lot going for him right now. and he sees everybody eating off of beef,
Damn.
and he just wants to jump into some beef.
Sheesh, bro.
Well, you do know that Game. I'm not trying to slander Game. Let's be clear. But he does have some bills to pay. I think it's like, $7 million
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
few dollars.
And on a deeper note, although we're sidewalk niggas, I would if we was outside and we recorded the rap round table at the studio and some vagrant came and he assaulted you, like I'd be crazy to not jump in and just not pack homie out. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna, I'm not gonna watch you beat up my mans.
Nah,
That's how I'm looking at it.
And just so everybody's clear, because we might have some new subscribers that have never heard me talk about Game. I like Game. I think Game has 2 classic albums under his belt. I think Game is a great rapper, and is giving us dope music. This particularly, I don't think this is it. I don't think this is the move. I'm not sure why he's jumping out the window about this, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Beef is selling right now. So
what do you think?
Sin, we agree. I'm a Game fan as well. You know what I mean? I can separate the clownish antics from the bars. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a fan of Game as a rapper, but from my point of view, he has more of a right to have jumped in than Rick Ross in the first place. You know what I'm saying? People pretended to like champagne moments for a weekend. I ain't heard nobody mention that since. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I mean? That was the best.
Man.
Back in the weekend, remember?
It got so crazy for Rose that when Kendrick and Drake was scrapping, niggas was telling Rose to shut up. Like niggas was getting tight. Like we don't care, bro.
We don't care, man. We don't care. Shouts to the Bel Air.
It was almost as bad as when Kanye came in, was like, Kendrick, I got you.
Listen,
go somewhere else, bro.
Shit.
We saw what happened.
I got you. But yeah, from my point of view, it seemed like he got more of a right. You know what I mean? Rick Ross's weird reason he sent the cease and desist to French that French has yet to mention. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? If there's 2 clout chase, everything you mentioned about Game, we can say about Ross. And I'm not gonna lie, you know what I mean? I'm not sure what's going on with him right now. You know what I mean? He jumps in everything. He's a clout chaser. Like they it's the Spider-Man meme with these 2. So I feel like, you know what I mean? I
think the Ross record was better though. But
I mean, we haven't heard the entire Game record. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Game, he does this for a living. He did this with Eminem last time. Like Game is really about this clout chasing, this you for no reason life. So if, just like you say, Job, that's a great point. He can't get in and jump at Kendrick, right? So the reasonable thing would be to take out, the other enemy that got at you.
Why not? Is it LA politics that's keeping Game from Kendrick?
It seemed, if you want to really get into that, it seemed like the LA politically, LA has kind of unified around Kendrick. I see, I see Glasses Malone all over Twitter. I see Crooked Eye all over Twitter. DJ Head, all of the TDE. It seems like the West Coast has all decided, we off this, we behind Kendrick. So maybe on the West Coast, he would be persona non grata if he jumped in on the Kendrick side, even if he personally is on Drake's side. You know what I mean? You know how the politics work. So I think that, if he was to get in it, the easy target for Game would be Ross. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't mind it because Game's bars is gonna go crazy. Let's be honest here. He can rap. You know what I mean? And if Ross can do it, why not? You know what I mean? I want these 2 to get at each other over raps on IG memes. It's Rap Royal Rumble 2024. You know what I mean? We're not even halfway through the year.
Let's get it. Danny, what do you think, bro?
You said Royal Rumble 24. Do you want to deal with this shit to Royal Rumble 35, nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? Between the 2 of these niggas, like, this could be a lifelong thing between the 2 of them. As far as him, like, he's always inserted himself into an issue, so it's not new that. But if you really think about it, he kind of was, I don't know if he was tagged in, but Drake mentioned him. You know what I'm saying? What he said on the record, who repped beside my nigga YG, who repped beside my nigga Chuck T. We all know Chuck T is Chuck Taylor. That's Game's little alias and all that. So he definitely mentioned him. So I don't know. Was that like a tag in? You get what I'm saying? I'm getting triple T and paused by like 1,000 people. I need assistance. And if there is a nigga that's to give that assistance, it would be him. Number one, he's relentless. When he wants to rap, he raps. And you heard the viciousness of the record. You get what I'm saying? Those are some scathing joints. So I get the tag team. He's probably the best person to have on your side right now because Drake obviously has no one on his side. But if you're gonna have someone, I think Game is the best nigga to have. He's relentless. He's consistent. When he fucks with you, he fucks with you. Say what you want about him. But if he's on your side, he's on your side. He's a good nigga to have in your corner, especially in a rap beef like this. Will he go at Kendrick? I don't know. Maybe, like you said, the politics and shit. But I'm sure if Kendrick drops a line, Game does not strike me as the type to hold his tongue, even for Compton, bro. So I'm sure this shit would go down if shit went left. But perfect person to have. If not him, 50. If 50 was still barring the way 50 was back in 02, then he would probably be the best person to have on your team. But I think this works, especially against the Ross, because he's relentless also.
I'm here for it, only for the sheer entertainment factor of it. These are two of the biggest personalities in rap. None of them are like near like number one status to me. Like, to use the Mace bar, this is a good intercontinental title level feud. It's the mid-card title with two of your most popular mid-carders who on a given night could be main eventers given the right circumstance. This is gonna be entertaining as hell. But that's if Rose decides to even engage. Because I don't know if he will, because I don't know if it will benefit him to scrap at the game the same way he'd get the stimulus from scrapping with a Drake. Because everything has to be beneficial. Everything is transactional in rap. But back in our day, niggas were rap. It didn't matter who sold more.
Anybody.
Rap. Now everything has to be a transactional energy involved.
LL Cool J versus Cannabis. We saw that.
Yeah,
that would never happen today.
Yeah,
that would never happen. If anything, they would call Cannabis a clout chaser, and that'd be the end of that. Twitter would eat him up, even if he was dead right, and that'd be the end of it. But I'm looking forward to this. I hope that Rose responds. I hope that we get at least 2 responses apiece because of the personalities. That I want to see the IG lives and the IG posts about what was this game show Game was in again? What was it called again?
Change the heart
of
Change your heart, the blonde hair. Let's revisit all the bullshit. Let's maybe 50 Cent and Rose could finally come together. My enemy is my friend. You know?
Wow.
Nah, 50 different.
I don't see that happen.
50 different. It's for life with 50.
50 Cent out with Fat Joe.
That's true.
That is true.
No point.
You know what I mean? But I'm here for it. Let us know what you think. You know what I'm saying? But this is the lunch hour. We're not getting you fired. You know what I mean? Rap Star Wars continues. You know what I mean? This is more like this is not even the movies though. This is more like one of those series, little side quests.
Those side joints.
You know what I mean? This ain't the real deal. You know what I mean? Macito, you carry this episode, bro. Take us home.
Hey man, this the Rap Roundtable. You know what I mean? That's the homie Dini. You know what I mean? The chef, the homie himself. That's Sincere the Rap Snob, super producer. If you didn't know, you know what I mean? And that's Job the point guard, man, the ringleader. You heard? We're the Rap Roundtable. I'm Macito, and we're out of here.
Hit that like button. 300 likes. You heard? Monday Night Raw coming up.